Hey everybody, this is Rob Vegas. I'm checking in from Melbourne, Australia, and of course we're back here with another awesome music video, and we're going to be talking about a song that's been requested by our good friend Kelly, a friend of the channel. I'm going to pop a link to her YouTube show on the description. She's absolutely awesome, and she has all sorts of special guests pop up on her show, and you never know who's going to be there next, so be sure to check her show out, but make sure you check out my video first and then go over once you've finished watching this. We're going to play some Freedom by Rage Against the Machine, so let's check it out. Let's check it out. Before we get too far into the song, I'll just show you what we did there and play through it slowly with you. Of course, we're tuned to E standard, but with a drop D. So that means that the E string, which normally sounds like this, now sounds like this. Because it's tuned down 2 semitones, or a tone, or 2 frets, or whatever, and that means we can do those cool chords with just one finger, so and that's what this song uses for its tuning. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun with that today. The main riff starts off on the 5th fret on the A string, and then there's the 3rd fret on the drop D string. So 3rd fret open, also whoop. Let's play it with one finger. 5th fret, open drop D, then to the 3 on the drop D. So that should give you some like, and then up to the 5th fret there, so you can see what I'm doing. Then the 3rd fret on the A, then the 5th fret on the drop D, and then back to the 3rd, and then back up again, so. Then back up to that 5th fret on the A. Then open on the drop D, and then the 3rd fret. So that should give you. Then we sort of cycle around that main bit that we just played. So. That's basically the same thing, but when we hit that 5th fret on the A, we sort of cut it off and we do a couple of variations. The first time you play the riff through, you get this, and that's just muted strings, so you're lightly touching the strings there at the bottom of the fretboard around the 2nd and the 1st fret, and you're just smacking the crap out of them on. So it doesn't really register a particular note or pitch, it just gives you that muffled. So that's the first variation. The second variation, they give you this little chromatic run, which is so. And that is starts off on the 5th fret on the D string, and it just goes down to the 4th, the 3rd, and then to the A string, the 5th fret, 4th, and the 3rd. So like that. Chuck that in. The 3rd time in the variation, it gives you this little sort of method, and that's just chaos guitar. You can play this a number of ways. You could just go whatever you like. I'll leave that up to your discretion. One of them is just giving it a big old slide up on your drop D, and then just hitting whatever note you got available that you can grab quickly, like the 20th or the 22nd fret. can just slack off and just get some like something like that with some harmonics at the 7th fret on the G and the B, whatever you got, whatever suits you and whatever's easiest for you to play, because you can see that riff is a bit of a there's a lot going on already, so I don't want to trouble you with too much, but yeah, so that. I've been able to get away with it for a while, so hopefully you can too, or you can go with the full whatever's in your kit bag and whatever you feel like on the day and whatever works for when you're playing the song. The next part is the verse riff, and it's a weird one because plus you're gonna have to do some big old stretcheroos here because it reaches all the way from the 5th fret on the D and the 5th fret on the G, and then I'm going to get you to get some 10th fret on the B and 10th fret on the high E, and that gives you this big weird big chord, and it is a big chord and it's funky as, but it's part of the song. And when you're doing big stretches like that, like I can do them because I don't know, I just can. Maybe I was born that way, like Lady Gaga, I don't know. But yeah, you've got to be careful when you're doing the big stretches. Just make sure your hands are warmed up and you're feeling comfortable doing it. But yeah, that should get you across the line. Workaround to that would be, let's see, maybe if you played again that 5th fret on the D, 5th fret on the G, just skip to the B altogether and hit the 5th fret on the high E, you could get pretty much the same thing, but you're missing out on one of the notes, but you can get away with it. In addition to that, of course, you're just chunking away at the low strings which are open, so you're getting that. Let's try that cheat method. Hey, that's not too bad actually. What have I been doing all these years, wasting my time stretching all the way out to the 10th fret? Anyway, that whole riff ends up with this little funky sort of bit. And what you're just doing there is taking the 5th fret on the D and the G, which you're holding down with that pointer finger, and you just sliding them down to the 4th and then back up to the 5th. Give it some juice if you like. Whatever suits you, it's your jam. So that pretty much gets you the first part of the song, so that's a win. It then moves on, of course, after that verse riff, the guitar cuts out and there's a bit more vocals with the bass in the background and the drums, and then it stops and then they go, and then the song kicks back in hard as with this riff. Happening there is we are rocking it hard with the 3rd fret on the A string and just go, and then on that drop D string we go to that 5th fret and then down to the 3rd fret, so, and then to that 5th fret on the A string. So if we put that all together we get finger. I don't recommend that, so use your pointer and your ring finger to do that, and that should get you that kick in riff whenever all the band just goes berserk. and that's cool. It then leads into a guitar solo. I'll try and do a facsimile of it here. And this one, instead of some weird Rage Against the Machine sounds, we actually get a quite conventional solo. So I'll try and give it my best here. It goes something thusly. Your guess is as good as mine. That is what I've been able to figure out from my ear. It's a bit of a bluesy riff, so if you know your old blues scale, it starts off on the 10th fret there on the G. Then down to the 9th fret. Then you give it a bit of 10 and 12 on the A, and a 10th on the D. 10, 12 sort of run on the A and the D, and then give it a big old bend on the 10th on the G. Back to the 12 to just land that. A bit more of that 10th fret there on the G. Then up to the 12th. Something like that, and that goes up to the B on the 10th and the 11th. That was the best I can figure it. So, and then down to the 9th there, and then you get this sort of nuts like the 13th fret on the B, 12th on the E, 13th fret on the E, and then just go up to the 15th fret, fart around there for a bit, and just see if you can wrap it up like that, so it's sort of around the 13th, 15th, 13th, 12th, so you'll be able to figure it out based on that. That should give you a bit of a roadmap to get the job done. There is a big bend there at the 15th. And a bend on the 13th, or does he slide up? I don't know. Whatever suits you. After all, the freedom is, you can play it yourself. So use your discretion. Anyway, that solo leads us into one of the biggest banging riffs of the song, as if there haven't already been enough. So I'm just going to play this one and then we'll talk about it. That's a banger. And what's happening there, it's a nice little pattern. So we started off on the 5th fret on the A string, and then down to the 3rd fret, and we go. So you can dig that. Then we take that pattern and send it on up to the 10th fret, and then down to the 8th fret. So then down to this 3rd fret, but this time we just only go down 1 fret, down to the 2nd fret. Can you dig that? And then to wrap it all up, it's down to the drop D string to the 5th fret and the 3rd fret there. play that with one finger, play it with whatever you got. So bang! How's that for some freedom? And it leads back into one of those verses, which is the and kaboom! They give it a bit more of that. And then it leads into the end of the song, which is this sort of quiety build-up kind of thing. Which is... and you know what's going on there. That's a little riff. You can play it all on the D string, which is what I'm doing there. It's open 3, 5, 6, 7. So then 10, 11, 12. So you put that together and you get... Well, you don't play it like that, you play it like this. And if you can get it right, like I clearly can't, you should be able to, smash that out. And speaking of smashing that out, to wrap up the song, they play that same pattern, but they chuck it down on the drop D string. So again, open 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th, 11th, 12th. But they give it the juice, and it sounds something like this. Bang! Put all that together and you can play yourself some Freedom by Rage Against the Machine. I'd like to just again thank Kelly for the recommendation and the request and everything, and as I said, check out her show on YouTube. It's really awesome, and like I said, there's tons of great special guests every time. If you've got a request as well, leave it in the comment below, and yeah, as well, if you think this sucks or if you think this is great, yeah, let me know. If you've watched this far and you've liked the video, I'd appreciate it if you give me a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe. And of course, if you've watched this video this far, because it's been a long one, I do apologise for that, but it's a song with a lot going on, so but it has been a long video. And yeah, as I said, if you've watched this far and you hated the video, I really appreciate that too, and you're an awesome dude for just hanging in there this long. That's right. Anyway, what I'm going to do is call it a day and exercise the freedom that I have here in Australia, and yeah, wrap it up for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Catch you soon.